Welcome to Doing Learning, everybody. It's McKyler, and I'm hosting tonight.
Woo-hoo.
And Daniel is co-hosting tonight.
More pirate stuff.
No,
No.
actually.
Oh.
Um,
I just had my pirate's nose just popped up.
no,
Like,
that was fun, but no. Today we're gonna talk about belly dancers scandalizing Victorian America. Light bulbs and orange cider, because we're going back to 1893.
oh, such a good year.
We're going to Chicago.
Chicago. You're out of there. So burlesque shows, is that what you're talking about?
Nope. It's so far from that. It is so far from that. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah. So, okay. Here, we're talking about the 1893 World's Fair that was held in Chicago.
Okay.
I've mentioned this
You
a couple
have,
times in other episodes. So it's finally time to do it.
Let's do it.
The World's Fair is it's a weird thing. It shouldn't be so weird, but it's very weird. Especially its history. But let me ask you this, Daniel. How would you one up the Eiffel Tower?
I'd want like the structure itself.
Yeah, the spectacle of it, just everything about it. Because France and Paris, they were the ones that did the World's Fair last time.
The last time
Yep, in 1889.
there hasn't been a World's Fair since then?
No, we're in 1893 right now.
Oh.
Ye old Paris.
Gotcha. So it's it's kind of like this Chicago's hosting the next World Fair. How do you top that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the tail end of 1899. Chicago's just won the bid for the next World's Fair,
Uh-huh.
and we have to top Paris. And Paris had the Eiffel Tower.
Chicago's the bean, right?
Yeah.
Did they top it with the bean?
No.
I was gonna say
Woo. Although Parisians, I think that's how people from Paris are called, they hated the Eiffel Tower. They thought it was such an eyesore.
Yeah.
And it was only supposed to be up temporarily for the 1889 World's Fair. And
Oh,
then they were gonna
really?
take it down. But I didn't look into that one because the 1893 one in Chicago was so freaky and weird that we had to just focus on that one.
Okay.
I started really, really broad. Because it was like the first, this is like, it's like the Olympics of society. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like this is how countries show off. That's why there's so much one-upsmanship.
Oh, okay.
And so this is where the countries have a chance to like show off all their stuff. And it really is, even though one place is hosting it, like they're going to have most of the stuff, but then there's booths and
Mhm.
stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit. But I wanted to do kind of the World's Fair broadly speaking, but 1893 was just so weird. But one of the very first things that kind of predated the World's Fair, it blossomed into what was going to be the World's Fair. Because at first it was kind of just a European thing. They did it in Austria, was the very first one in like the 1700s.
Okay.
It was called, no, was it called? I don't even know what it's called, whatever, because I kind of blew it off. But it was this big event where a bunch of European countries were represented, and kind of the same idea. They're going to show off their arts and technology and whatever, show their bragging rights.
Right.
The headliner of the event was Mozart.
Chicago?
No, in the 17th, of the really original.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was like, wait,
I don't
what?
think Mozart ever made it over to Chicago.
That's why I was so
But
confused.
I did not. Yep, I confused you. But that's just like how weird the World's Fair is. It's
Gotcha.
always had something interesting going on with it.
Okay.
And eventually, like the Eiffel Tower, like we're building these huge structures. I'm pretty sure the Statue of Liberty was shown off in pieces in one of the early ones in France.
Okay.
Before it was brought over.
Over, yeah.
So it's just like weird stuff like that. Like when, I don't know. And the Statue of Liberty is weird. Like, has it ever happened outside of the Statue of Liberty where like some other country just like builds you a big thing. It's like, here's your present.
Yes.
Like, here's the thing. What else?
When the Greeks gave the city of Troy a horse.
Touche, Daniel. Touche. It's like they never popped out of the Statue of Liberty because they just didn't survive the trip across the ocean.
Yeah.
There's like a secret compartment in the base of the Statue of Liberty with a bunch of Frenchmen. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll need our tinfoil hats again for that one.
Sometimes I feel like we make stuff up, but like we should just do our own show one night where we just tell fake history. No, that seems like a bad idea. When our tagline is for you to go do research, you should probably not. Does sound fun though.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, 1893 was a super weird year, and kind of a pivotal moment in American history. Even though we kind of don't really talk about it, but it was a huge turning point in kind of how we do society and culture and all of this stuff, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Let's see. So I'll talk about one other kind of early one just to kind of set the stage for what we're gonna move into. We talked about the 1889 World's Fair. That one was the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. So I don't know, it's timely, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Before that, we'll say the first real true World's Fair, because the French and Austrian and whatever, they're doing some weird stuff beforehand. But it wasn't really globally represented until 1851.
Okay.
When London put one on, they built this thing called the Crystal Palace, which was they built a huge, basically glass and iron greenhouse. It was 19 acres big. The building
19
was
acres?
19 acres, and it was just the whole thing was glass. So they called it the Crystal Palace. So yeah, it had
Why does that sound familiar to me? Is that still around?
No, it's not. It was eventually destroyed in a fire in 1936.
But Crystal Palace, or maybe I'm thinking of
You're thinking of Meow Wolf.
Yes,
that one with the organ in it. Yeah, no, not that. Yeah, I don't know. If it pops into your head, let me know.
Yeah.
But so in the first one is pretty cool. This is the kind of stuff that they were bringing and talking about.
Right.
Colt firearm prototype.
Oh.
Like Colt Peacemaker.
Yeah.
That was when the prototype was shown off. Locomotive engines and the electric telegraph were things that were shown off in the 1851 World's Fair. This one gathered 6 million plus visitors over the 141 days. So World's Fair lasts, I don't know, like half a year-ish. It's like this big event and people will come and go. So it's just like a really long event. So a ton of people can come is kind of the idea. So 6 million people in 1851 is crazy. That's a huge number.
6 million?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you said 1851, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
It was in 1851.
Oh, 51. 1850.
Here's and just because it's always been weird, and we're just gonna talk about the weird stuff.
Yep.
One weird exhibit in the 1851 was this guy invented something called the Tempest Prognosticator, which it predicted storms. But the way that it predicted storms, it was a barometer powered by live leeches in bottles that they would ring a bell when a storm was coming. So when the pressure would do a certain pattern,
right,
the leeches didn't like that, and they would wiggle around a lot, and it would ring a bell. So,
yeah, imagine having that in your house.
Just like a bottle of leeches.
Yeah.
The Victorian era is bizarre, dude. They're into all kinds of weird stuff. But that's a whole nother episode. It's just the Victorian era.
Right.
Let's see. This truly was like a world thing. Between 1880 and World War One, there was 40 expositions held, and they ranged all over the world, like from Australia, Guatemala City, Hanoi, like all across the world. And eventually we end up in 1893, coming up on that World's Fair, and is a competition, right, to see who's, like in the Olympics, they got to like award the host, whoever's going to be the award, or whoever's going to be the host. So it's kind of like that. Like, you don't know who it is, and you try to state your case and throw your hat in the ring and see if you get it. So Chicago had some motivation to get into this. They were already a pretty big city, but they kind of wanted to really cement themselves as a big, important city in the United States as well as the world. One big reason is that this was kind of right at the tail end of their recovery after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, which I'm sure you've heard about.
Yeah.
So that one, it decimated the city, pretty rough, right? And then after that, it descended into chaos. I didn't do a ton of research on it, but it would be an interesting one. They had to institute martial law for a few weeks. Like, it got crazy.
Yeah,
it got really, really
insane.
bad. But what survived was all the industry, like all the infrastructure for trains and all the industry kind of on the edge of town. That all survived. So then once they the dust settled, they were able to kind of recover and rebuild the city. And this time they did it with more like bricks and stone and fireproof things.
Yeah.
So I've never been to Chicago. I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago.
No.
But apparently there's it's pretty obvious, or like pretty noticeable, of how much stone there is in the city. And it's because they wanted to build a fireproof city, which I thought was interesting. One interesting about the fire that I think is worth just mentioning is that one of the reasons it was so bad, like everything was built out of wood, right? But even the streets were like wooden streets. Like it was like kind of butcher block style, where they kind of put the wood on end instead of like a cobblestone street. It was wooden streets. So even the streets lit on fire.
I've seen some buildings like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it's really interesting to see and be on, but it certainly does not help fire.
Oh no.
So I thought that was interesting. There's only one left in Chicago.
One street.
There's like two that survived, and they paved over one in 2018. So I didn't look into that, but I thought that was weird. Like, just leave it alone. I don't know.
It'd be cool if it was if I don't know, if they did a section of Main Street with that, just because this is our kind of roots, whatever. Like, even if it was like a little section, it'd be cool. But I would imagine that the upkeep is, especially for like automobiles, is a lot more than pavement.
Yeah, I think where it's at now, it's like an alleyway almost. Yeah. So I think it gets almost no traffic on it. And it's probably just foot traffic, and even that probably not that much. Yeah. But kind of neat. Yeah. I didn't know cities did that. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It doesn't. They went from dirt to stone to asphalt. Like, that's in my brain. Yeah. That's how they did it.
Well, these guys went from dirt to wood and then just stayed on wood.
and then they went to fire. And then they went back to dirt. And anyway. But eventually, this basically came down to a huge bidding war between New York billionaires and Chicago billionaires. And this is actually, well, partially at least, where the term Windy City came from. Okay. Is it doesn't represent the wind, it represents the politicians. Oh. Who are windy and talk a lot and blow smoke. You know what I mean? So that's it's a jab at Chicago. So I think I didn't look too much more into that. But yeah, there you go. Politicians, not the wind. Let's see. So when they won the bid, they were like, okay, we are gonna do it. we're going to go hard. It's going to be big. We're going to go crazy. So they marked off over 600 acres along Lake Michigan.
Okay.
They built like over 200 buildings. They represent 46 countries and 38 US states. So that was all the states at the time. So that's a building for every state that is unique to that state in order for them to represent themselves. And every country had its own building that was unique to them that they could represent themselves. So they like mimic the architecture and kind of set it up.
That's
and
crazy.
do like that stuff. So, and they built this over the course of like 3 years. It's pretty nuts. What's crazier is the way that they're like, okay, we're going to do this so big. So this area that they set up, they actually built it. They like, how do I say it? They made a whole bunch of man-made lakes and canals to basically like Venice.
Yeah.
Like you could think of it like Venice. There's a huge lake in the middle, and then there's all these streams and canals that went in between all these buildings. You could literally go around on boats, and you could take gondolas across, and that's like how people got around for some of it. Yeah, like they built all of this infrastructure just for this.
That's insane.
I got to read this quote because it was awesome. So one of the, I guess it was the chief of construction, famously wrote, quote, "Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood." Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Like, we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So one way that they were able to make it so quickly was that they basically just built wooden frames, which they learned the wrong lesson, right? So they built everything as wooden frames, and then they put plaster over them to make them look like marble. So it looked really fancy, but it was just completely fake. I mean, it was more or less a huge movie set, kind of. You could think of.
Yeah.
They named it the White City because it was just like this gleaming dream, or the Dream City, some called it.
Yeah.
Some people said, "No words can express the beauty, for it is beyond even the unearthly glamour of a dream." So apparently it looked freaking awesome. There's some pictures of it, and it's pretty cool.
Well, good for them.
It looked very like kind of Greek at the, you know what I mean? Big, impressive buildings. There's only one building that's still standing today. No, there's kind of two, but one in the original location, right where they built it. It's Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry, and it's worth looking up. I'm gonna pull up a picture for Daniel real quick, or you can look it up yourself, Daniel, whatever you want.
What's it called?
Chicago Museum of Science and Industry. Definitely worth looking just to get an idea of what we're talking about here, what the spectacle really looked like. It basically just looks like a huge, like, Capitol building, kind of. Really big and impressive. Probably what you're imagining if you're not looking is exactly what it looks like.
I don't know. What do you expect?
Are you having any?
No, I'm looking, but I'm gonna. I'm thinking of, okay. Is it
huge with these great halls, big columns.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This
was one of the 200 buildings.
Wow.
And it's a monster. It looks really cool.
Oh my gosh. I love museums. So like museums are freaking awesome to me.
And like, you see the water that it's on? That's part of the fake canals that they made.
Oh.
Yeah. So, or they at least like shifted the water that was there into the fake canals, which is just crazy to me. And it'll come up one more time later on. But super, super cool.
Sorry, they just keep pushing that. Putting the inside, there's one image. It looks like maybe like a volcano simulators. I don't.
Oh, like right now?
Yeah, like
okay, show me.
I mean, volcano tornado simulator.
Oh, that looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that looks fun.
That looks pretty sweet.
I like a good interactive museum.
Yeah, that looks pretty sweet.
That's the best.
Sorry, but just saw that. Like, that looks cool.
I'm telling Daniel about all this crazy stuff, and he's thinking about tornado simulators.
They have a giant. Oh wait, never mind. That's a different museum.
So one of the biggest things leading into the setup of this, and kind of why this ended up being such a huge deal for, honestly, the world. This was kind of the culmination, so to speak, of the War of the Currents. Have you heard of that one?
I have not.
So I'm talking electricity currents.
Okay.
So AC versus DC.
Yep.
Tesla versus Edison.
Yep.
Right. Which deserves its own episode for sure. But the quick version of this was the huge showdown between the two. They had been kind of going back and forth in the public, trying to basically establish their system as how the power grid should be set up.
Mm-hmm.
So Edison, of course, was going for DC, and Tesla was going for AC. He was backed by Westinghouse. Edison ended up making General Electric. So those are the companies that are kind of involved in this too. The background between this, like DC is famous. It can only go like a kilometer or something like that, or maybe like a couple miles or something before it really loses its power.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have stations all over the place in order to distribute the power really well. Where with AC, you can go hundreds of miles with no loss. And that's, of course, what we use today. But leading up to that, just real quick, if you've never really heard of the current wars, Edison he's a super famous guy for inventing some stuff. He's also a pretty trash person.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard that. So he started a smear campaign against Tesla and trying to paint AC as a villain.
Mm-hmm.
He would publicly electrocute stray animals. He would go out on the street corner and be like, look what AC does. Boom. And so he would kill like dogs, horses. He killed an elephant in the middle of the street to show that AC was evil.
Wow.
Yeah. So he eventually also pushed for the electric chair to be powered by AC and not DC, which I don't know how it is now. But to tie it back to the World's Fair, the electric chair was an invention that was first shown at the World's Fair.
Oh.
So, I mean, they're showing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So like, here's all this stuff. Here's how to kill people. Whatever. Here's this weird food. Like all kinds of weird stuff. And that's just been the theme of it basically forever. So anyway, it was a bid because what they wanted to do is electricity was big. The first time electricity was used at a World's Fair was in Paris. They had like an exhibition.
Okay.
And Chicago was like, we're going to go big, right? Well, that's the theme of the thing. So they're like, we are going to light everything with electricity. We are going to have freaking lights everywhere, lighting everything. They had a light bulb tower that was literally just a tower of light bulbs that lit up. And in addition to like the light bulb tower, they lit everything else, right? Like the roof lines of every single building, street lamps. I mean, the booths, you name it, there's light bulbs everywhere. They estimate like over like 300,000 light bulbs were used over the entire grounds, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But it basically came down to a bid of like, hey, General Electric, how much would you charge to do this versus Westinghouse and Tesla with AC?
Mm-hmm.
Edison's company, they bid $554,000 in 1893. I mean, that's some big dollars.
Yeah.
And Westinghouse, they bid $399,000. So they won. So it was lit by AC, and because of that success there, at least in part because of that success there, and how well it worked and people getting comfortable with it and whatever, that's kind of at least one reason why AC is used today. Is because of the 1893 World's Fair, and because they won the bid. So if Edison would have won, there is a chance that we would be using DC today. I mean, who knows how it would have went, but this was a big win for AC. Pretty wild.
I can't imagine. I mean, we're talking about old school filament light bulbs, right?
Yeah, these are like, well, I will say actually they were a little bit ahead of their time. There was like fluorescent lights.
Okay.
They had something that resembled neon lights.
Yeah.
So it was like energized gas lights. So they were colored and weird and stuff like that. But they didn't really catch on for a while.
Right.
But like Tesla had all kinds of weird stuff.
Right. I was just going to the point, like, dude, a filament light bulb gets hot.
Oh yeah.
And I can't imagine like just being next to like the tower of light bulbs.
I bet it was pretty warm.
I'm just like, oh
yeah, even that. Yeah, no, I bet it was pretty toasty. But yeah, like Tesla he had like, you know, the Tesla coil and stuff like that. So he was into weird stuff like that. He actually they had wireless light bulbs. Basically, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of the stuff that they were showing off. But pretty cool. But this also led to like the first hydroelectric dam being built at Niagara Falls, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So huge turning point. One of the reasons why we use AC today is because of the 1893 World's Fair. But Daniel, now it's time. We got to talk about how you beat the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, this wasn't it?
No, we haven't got there yet. We haven't built like a big thing.
Setting the stage.
This is just setting the stage.
Oh, okay.
This is also not like the climax of the episode, but thank you. Like, it's so fun. I'm going to give you a name and you tell me if you can guess it, right? Designed by 32-year-old engineer George Washington Gale Ferris Jr.
George Washington Gale Jr.?
Gale Ferris Jr.
I don't know. Should I know?
Well, it didn't help that you skipped the most important word. Ferris.
Like Ferris Bueller?
No.
Like the Ferris wheel?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Ferris wheel was there?
That's the answer, baby.
What?
Suck it, Eiffel Tower. So, yeah. That was it. They called this guy the man with wheels in his head. This thing was huge, the one that they made. It's got such a weird story just in the Ferris wheel. The axle was 89,000 pounds. It was, I don't know if it was or is, but at least at the time was the largest hollow forging ever produced. Just massive.
Jeez.
It was, let me find it, 264 feet tall, had 36 passenger cars, basically carriages, that each held 60 people.
What?
Yes.
What?
So if you do some math on there, let me just make sure that like I got my notes here right. We're gonna do math right here, right now. 36 times 60. Yeah. 2,160 riders. 2,000 people on the Ferris wheel at any given time. Up to, right? Like, that's so many people.
I'm just thinking of, I don't know if it would be a nightmare or anything, because like right now when you go on a Ferris wheel ride, right?
Yep.
You can't bottom load it a lot, right? You have to like let it go up, then fill the bottom, then let it spin.
Yeah, there's like a method to it. Yeah.
I can't imagine going through the headache because okay.
Anywhere between 0 and 60 people.
Yes.
Like that one had 27. That one's got 52. So and then over here, that one only got 6 people. So I don't know how they did it. Maybe the lines were just long enough. They're just like 60.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly have no idea. It absolutely was a hit.
I'm sure.
I mean, let's see. Over 1.4 million people rode it in 19 weeks. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people riding the thing. A ride cost 50 cents, which in today's monies is like 17 or 18 bucks.
Okay.
So it's kind of steep, but for like a super unique. Nobody had done this before, right?
Exactly. No, I mean, yeah, like you were saying, $17, kind of steep, but yeah, if it's never been done before,
yep.
Like, yeah, I would totally go on it. Like,
yeah, this would be like, I don't know, you went to, some kind of whatever festivals they have now, whatever exhibition things, and someone was offering like VR for the first time or something like that.
That's true.
Like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
I'll throw $20 at it. Okay. So anyway, the crazy part about that though is that 50 cents was twice the cost of admission for the whole fair.
Really?
Yeah.
So they made more money on the Ferris wheel than the actual admission into the fair?
I don't know if that's true because a whole mess of people went to the World's Fair itself.
You're right.
I should say, where was it? 27 million visitors.
And only 1.6?
1.4 million. So
okay.
So not everybody wrote it.
So
that's pretty lame.
But even at that rate, if it's double, you're looking at 2.8 million.
Sure, an equivalent. Yep. So,
but still not.
It still was a hit.
Yeah.
It just, there you go. But yeah, twice the cost of admission, just to give you a little bit of perspective.
Would you do it?
But yeah, if I had the money, yeah. I mean, like Six Flags or Elitch, whatever it's called nowadays.
Is it even there still?
Yeah, it's still there. I know I haven't been to it in ages.
Me neither.
But like, they have the extra cool rides in there, right? That you have to pay extra to go on.
Oh, that's
There's like the big swing and then the slingshot.
Yes.
So like, it kind of reminds me of that. Like you're already kind of in there and you're like, dang, that kind of looks awesome. Also kind of scares me. Do I want to pay extra for it? Ooh, I don't know. Like that kind of sort of thing.
Yeah, because I think that slingshot, last time I saw it was like $50 or something like that.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I did the big swing one one time and it was fun. But I think it was on a sale. So it was like $20 a person.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. It was like, which is way too expensive, $50.
No, yeah, that
$20 is.
I double take. I'm like, yeah. Do I want to? I haven't done it. I would love to, but yeah, it's just like, So it's just like a little too steep for like a moment of fun kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's probably kind of what people thought about this one too. Like, maybe it looks kind of fun, but I don't know. That's a lot. I just paid 25 cents to get in.
Yeah.
Like, golly. So there you go. That was the United States answer. Oh, I should finish the story for that. Why it's so weird. They, after the World's Fair, they moved it to somewhere else in Chicago. And then they ended up moving it to St. Louis for whenever they ended up having the World's Fair in the early 1900s, like 1904 or 3 or something weird like that. And then after that, they demolished it. They blew it up. They literally blew it up.
The Ferris wheel?
Yeah, they just dismantled and destroyed the whole thing.
What?
I'm like, I don't know. Why? Why would you do that? They're like, well, that was fun.
They could have literally like
done anything else with it?
Yeah, put it somewhere else. Keep bringing me money from it or something.
It's such a, I don't know. So they're just, that's what they decided they needed to do with it, blow it up. So. Did
they at least sell tickets for the explosion?
Yes. I would go see that.
Yeah.
That'd be probably pretty interesting, but yeah, that's you'll see that's kind of the theme is just destroy it when you're done. So
except for the Eiffel Tower.
Except for the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, but that's not the American way. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about some food.
Okay.
That was there.
Mini corn dogs.
No, but juicy fruit.
Really?
Juicy fruit gum.
Okay.
Wrigley's.
Okay.
Is the brand that makes it. Wrigley Field, Chicago. Okay. Yeah, makes it. Makes sense. These may or may not have been like first
appearances.
First appeared. Some of them, the World's Fair helped them get really popular. Some of them happened near the same time, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Right.
So whatever, take that the little grain of salt with these.
Okay.
Candied popcorn and peanuts, which was renamed to Cracker Jack.
Oh.
So
I like me some Cracker Jack.
Between Cracker Jack, between the World's Fair and in the early 1900s with Wrigley Field and baseball coming around, and then they made Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Okay. Was another reason that Cracker Jacks kind of took off was because of the World's Fair and then baseball. So there you go. This one might be my favorite. Shredded wheat, like the cereal.
Like the cereal?
Yeah, cereal is huge. For some reason, Chicago World's Fair cereal is like, oh my gosh, revolutionary. But shredded wheat,
like, okay,
so funny.
Just shredded wheat or shredded wheat with frosting?
I think just shredded wheat.
Okay,
yeah, no, I know.
But shredded wheat is probably one of my favorite cereals.
But plain?
I would eat it plain, but I like the frosted.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there you go. This is so funny. Early tasters compared it to, quote, shredded doormat. So like, yeah, I could see that.
How do they know what a doormat tastes like?
Oh man, that one's my favorite. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh, a little PBR.
Some Peebers. They did win like America's Best Beer at this fair. There's no evidence that they won a blue ribbon here, but Pabst did win the World's Fair in 1893. Okay. So there you go. Hershey's chocolate. A young Milton Hershey, either it's kind of hard to tell too. He was either inspired by what he saw at the World's Fair or he actually bought chocolate making equipment here. But this World's Fair kind of led to Hershey's chocolate.
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go. Aunt Jemima.
Okay.
Was a real person.
Yep.
Name's Nancy Green. She was formerly enslaved, right? This is only 30 years past 30-ish years past the Emancipation Proclamation, right? So this is not a lot of time. She stood, I've written here, at a 12-foot flour barrel, singing songs and cooking thousands of pancakes. So Aunt Jemima was there making pancakes.
Okay.
Legit thing. And then cream of wheat and Quaker oats. So like this is like it.
Whoa.
This is where cereal really took off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So this is a good year for breakfast.
You got your cold cereals, you got your hot cereals, you got your breakfast pancakes.
You know what we should talk about next then is orange cider.
I was about to say, is OJ on here somewhere?
Right. I mean, I kind of brought it up at the beginning. Orange cider was this weird drink that just like, for some reason was super popular at the time. Like it was like Walgreens there. There's pictures where there's like an orange cider tent and then right next to it's another orange cider tent. And then just over here is another orange cider tent. It's crazy. It was like the reason why it was here and so prevalent is this is kind of where artificial flavorings started to kind of be invented.
Okay.
So this is kind of how they're showing off how well they could make artificial flavoring was by making something that tasted like oranges. So it was like, there's some old recipes. It's pretty simple. Things like simple sugar, some citric acid, and then essence of orange, right? Artificial orange flavoring. Like basically that's kind of it, in some water, right?
Right.
They some people said it kind of tasted like kind of like lemonade, but orange.
Yeah.
Kind of like orangeade kind of sort of thing. So they said that the best ones came from the Florida building, of course, where you could drink your orange cider and look at the Orange Tower, which was a tower made of oranges. Why? like make a tower out of anything. There's like chocolate towers and chocolate statues and stuff too.
For whatever reason, that makes more sense in my head, like a chocolate tower.
Yeah, like
than
an
orange tower.
Yeah, it was like just like a stack of oranges that made like a tower. So I'm like, okay, whatever. What was really funny though is because this is a long event, right? Like 6 months. The orange cider was such a hit, like people loved it. it was kind of a love-hate thing, right? Because people were like, this is strange, right? This is so weird, because they had never had artificial flavorings before. So like I watched some folks like make a recipe, like an old recipe, and they're like, yeah, it tastes whatever. It tastes like something else that you could get at the store, something like that. And that's because we are used to eating and drinking artificial things.
Yeah.
So to us, it just makes total sense. And I just thought that was really sad. So what makes this interesting too, because I alluded to it being such a long event, is that people started to this place was full of like charlatans and ne'er-do-wells and like people who were up to no good, right?
Yeah.
So people started making like rip-off recipes that did not have artificial orange in them because that was expensive. So they were trying to make like a cheap version that you could trick people into basically buying and stuff and still charge them a lot. So what they did was they mixed, this sounds crazy and I wanted to try it. They mixed water, vinegar, and molasses. And they sold it as orange cider.
What?
Yeah, I'm like
those
what?
3 simple ingredients.
Yes. So, I mean, I'll have to try it. I got to dig up a recipe or something like that. But,
wow.
Yeah, there you go. We might have to go whip up a batch here at some point. But, yep. So people would do that and sell that as orange cider. Thought that was really wild. That's a lot of the food stuff. So let's talk about some technology. The clasp locker, aka the zipper.
Oh,
which was dismissed. People didn't really care about it.
What?
Had they known,
Mr. YKK?
Had they known, Whitcomb Judson. I don't know. That was the guy.
Is it the same guy that, or the same people that make them now? Because isn't that
I have no idea.
98% of zippers are
it's like
from
that
the same
one company.
Yeah,
I have no idea. Whitcomb Judson. Daniel's gonna do a deep dive on Whitcomb. Whitcomb. The automatic dishwasher.
Oh.
So Josephine Cochrane, she invented it because her servants kept chipping her fine china. So she won a prize and eventually that became KitchenAid.
Oh.
So that's kind of cool.
Look at that.
Moving sidewalks. So definitely think of the things at airports.
Yeah.
Those were shown off here. So people could go from exhibit to exhibit without ever walking.
Which,
at least in some locations.
And I feel like that kind of, it's the same concept like a treadmill, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were kind of like metallized or something more robust. Than a belt, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. There is some thought that maybe spray paint was invented here, or at least the idea of spraying paint to cover things. So the idea was that the guy in charge of decorations wanted to make it go faster. So by spraying paint, it was faster than, brushing or rolling it on. So I don't know if that one's true or not, but
so this World Fair created graffiti artist.
In a way. Yep. In a way. Yep. Let's see. Those penny machines, you put the penny in, you go
yes, and
it smushes them. This was where they first showed up.
Defacing currency. Beautiful.
Exactly. Primitive fax machines, telephones, electric railway.
Wait, the telephone here?
Yes, this is right around the time the Bell Company was starting to do stuff with going from like the electric telegraph and eventually making it into a phone.
Oh.
That deserves its own deep dive.
Yeah. Do you know what's more impressive than the first telephone?
Probably a lot of things. I don't know. That was a pretty big deal though.
But do you know what's more like at the time?
This a joke? Okay. At the time, more impressive than the first. I don't know. You got a look on your face, and it's making me nervous. What is it, Daniel?
The second telephone.
What? I guess you need the second one. Yeah, one doesn't really do it, does it? Okay. Oh man. Fair. A gasoline car was shown here, and there's
a lot of stuff. I truly feel like it's like, I know we go to the Marvel a lot, but it's like that the Stark whatever thing where they're showing off all the like stuff of the future, like all these cool things, and it's like high tech for like, even for our standards, some of it was like super high tech stuff, and I'm like, for them it truly was.
Man,
that's insane.
This would have been crazy. This is like magic.
Whoa.
Like with the whole thing being run by electricity.
Yeah.
That's something people had only heard about in legends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to show up and be like, everything is electric, crazy. But what people didn't care is that they had electric cars and nobody liked them. Like, they were not impressed by that. They're like, meh. Okay. I don't know how you decide or draw your line, but there you go.
Electricity awesome. Cars? Nah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people still feel that way.
Yeah, right. So nothing's changed. Let's talk about a couple of weird things.
Okay.
And then we're going to get dark. It's going to get weird.
Oh, we're going to lose power. Oh, no, Tesla's. What are you doing? No. You lost it. You were there.
You had it. Here we go. Electric belts that were marketed for curing any ailment. You just put a belt on and it was electric. I guess it shocked you a little bit or something like that. It reminds me of like the old school like workout machines or whatever. They just like jiggle you. You know what I mean? Like, oh man. So like that kind of stuff. And then I guess we
waist trainers. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's what it's called, right?
Golly, that's a whole weird industry too.
Oh no, never mind. That's the little thing that sucks. Not the thing that moves you. The little thing that constrains.
I would call it the waist jiggler.
Yes. Waist jiggler.
I guess that there's some other weird stuff that happened in other World's Fairs, I think, that I think I'll mention once it gets a little bit darker. Okay. Because it gets stranger. But here's an interesting fact is that the guy who maybe invented spray paint, he died on the Titanic. So that's just a weird little fact.
Huh.
Yeah. That's about the right reaction, I think. It's like not a ton of people there, but like just a little tiny bit of overlap. So that's kind of interesting.
So you had already gone to America once, try to go to America.
I guess so. He was just cruising around on the Atlantic. I should say before we get too weird here, I talked about the water, which is really cool.
Yeah.
There was a Viking ship that the Norwegians sailed to the World's Fair. Yeah.
What?
And there was like other big ships and stuff in there, like people showing off.
They just, hey, I'm just going to park my boat here.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like pictures of a Viking ship in there.
Dude.
I'm like, that's so cool.
That's such a big flex too. Yeah. Like, I'm going to show up on my boat.
And like, that's what I read is like they sailed it there. Whether, I don't know, maybe if that's true or not like that. I hope so. I like to believe that one because it's exactly what you think. Like one sail in the middle, kind of like curved boat with the shields on the side. Yep. That's exactly what it was.
That's awesome.
So there you go. But yeah, let's get into some weird stuff here. The mayor was assassinated
at the World's Fair.
Yeah, during the World's Fair, not at the World's Fair.
Okay.
It was right as it was about to close. There's only a couple days left. He was shot and killed in his own home by Patrick Eugene Prendergast. The mayor was Carter Harrison, by the way. I should say that. But he, Prendergast. What? Golly gee was his last name.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
Nadbod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. He was basically a crazy person that he claimed that the mayor offered him some position in the government, which was never true. And so he was really mad that he didn't get the position. So he went and shot him.
Why?
The dude needed some help and he didn't get it. So there you go. Just a strange thing. Yeah. The mayor of Chicago murdered during the World's Fair.
Wow.
Here you go. The Dead Letter Office exhibit, which was basically a display of things that the USPS collected as undeliverable items. Content warning. These are weird. Human skulls, a withered ear, and they get really bad. And a Native American scalp. Someone trying to, wow.
They're going through the mail system.
Yep.
The mail can't legally,
we're not
morally go with it, but they're displaying this at the World Fair.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
It's just super weird. Yep. So it just kind of gets interesting.
I like how there's like this area where it's like all awesome, but then you have like your dark alleys of the fair.
That's the thing, is like these things are happening like next to each other. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like, oh, let's go to the dark building where they do the dark weird stuff. It was just like the thing over here. You know what I mean? It's next to the bananas. You know what I mean? Like the Orange Tower or something. You know what I mean? Like right next to that is the human head display or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, why?
Come get your orange citrus. Come get your orange citrus and then go see that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Not at the World's Fair, but as an aside, was potentially, or what is considered, America's first serial killer doing his thing.
Okay.
H. Holmes, which I think I am going to withhold all the information about H. Holmes. And I'm going to try something new. We're going to try something. We just switched a little bit over to Spotify directly for our hosting.
Ooh.
And there's polls on the episode, which we've never used.
Okay.
So let's look for some little interactivity. I'm going to post a poll on whether or not I should do a short or a bonus episode or something on H. Holmes and his murder castle.
You got a solid vote for me.
So yay or nay, let me know if that's interesting. And otherwise Daniel is going to lose his mind wondering what the murder castle is.
Sherlock Holmes changed his name to become a murderer.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about some more weird stuff then.
Okay.
So let's talk about Clark Stanley, who is considered maybe the original snake oil salesman. You've heard that term.
Yeah,
certainly. Yeah. Clark Stanley is a cowboy, is known as the Rattlesnake King. He claimed that he was coming from Arizona to teach some Hopi Indian medicine to everybody. And he literally got on stage, had a big thing of boiling water, and put a rattlesnake into the water, boiled it up, skimmed the oil off the surface, put it in a bottle, and goes, boom, snake oil. Seriously. He bottled it as Clark Stanley Snake Oil Liniment, claiming it cured everything from rheumatism to toothaches. He literally was selling snake oil. Except it wasn't snake oil. It was, where is it? It was a mix of mineral oil, beef fat, red pepper, and turpentine. Just like a bunch of junk.
Yeah.
He sold it for 20 years until 1917. Federal investigators did an investigation on it, found out that it was not snake oil, but something else, and he was lying about it. He was fined $20.
What?
Which is about $500 today.
And how much was he selling this for?
I don't know. The dude made so much money.
I mean, even if he sold it at 5 cents a freaking...
For 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude made out. And you know that this wasn't his only thing that he was doing.
Oh, heck. If you can get away with something like that for 20 years, you're doing other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, certainly. So...
I thought you were going to tell me the inventor of like Stanley stuff. I was like, I was excited. I'm like, I got my Stanley lunchbox.
Nope.
At work, and nope, you went different direction.
Snake oil. The rattlesnake king. Oh man. Okay. Some more weird stuff. They had a little section. They had like the serious. Okay, so I kind of lied. There was kind of 2 sections in the area. There was like the professional serious kind of section.
Yeah. And
then there was the entertainment kind of section.
That makes sense.
That's where like the Ferris wheel was.
Right.
Some like the food would have been there, like that kind of stuff.
Just like any amusement park, right? You got the more serious rides over here, but then the more relaxed, chill food area over here.
This is exactly why amusement parks are like that.
Makes sense.
It's because of the World's Fair. That's why traveling like carnivals and stuff like that. That's kind of why they were like that.
Yeah.
There's some other influences and stuff, I'm sure.
But it adds up. Yeah.
This is a pretty big player. There was a little, there was a street in Cairo exhibit. It was perhaps the most popular attraction in the entire fair.
More than the Ferris wheel?
Yeah. Comparable, if not more. It's hard to tell, of course, right? Americans had never seen anything like it. In it, they would see ladies wearing a gauze skirt, vest, ankle length, gauze shirt, vest, ankle length skirt, and no corset.
Whoa.
And what is she doing? Belly dancing.
Oh my God. So we know the audience that's coming here.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Great. This is so funny.
This is why the Ferris wheel is not getting the attention.
Yeah, they're like, I got $20. I know where I'm going. It's like, wife, why don't you take Junior to the Ferris wheel? I've got some business. This is so funny. There's 2 lines I have to read for you for my notes. Critics described him performing, quote, a series of violent tremors, spasms, and contortions. There was a joke that spread that men paid so much attention, the World's Fair would cause a wave of divorces. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys. But yeah, there was either one dancer or multiple or whatever, but this attraction earned potentially more than the Ferris wheel did. So
I would bet my bottom dollar that it made more, just because that many people flowing through that, seeing this, something they've never seen before, and they're like, well,
they're coming to experience, they're coming to throw down, like, they don't care about women.
Yep.
Of course they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, dang
it kind of surprised. I mean, I don't know, like, I doubt that you have this information, but like, it's new to the area, belly dancing, right?
Sure.
But was it present in like the Paris or like the ones before? Because
I mean, Paris they kind of like their nasty stuff.
You're right.
They're kind of into that. So it wouldn't surprise me that that kind of stuff would have been there. I don't know about belly dancing itself, but I'm sure they had some, you said burlesque, right?
Yeah.
Then you said that's French.
Oh, right. There you go. Right.
Let's just put an asterisk next to the French. But the other ones, I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
because I would understand the region, because the region changes. It's new to them.
Yeah.
But like, obviously it's not like new to like Cairo or the French.
Sure.
And, you know, like
they probably already have
their regions around those areas, right?
And even there, I mean, it's probably brothel-esque.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh yeah, it's, normal entertainment or whatever. This is like, the dark alleyway, like going over here and, pay to get in behind the curtain. You know what I mean? Like that
sure.
kind of approach on it. So, but I don't know. I'm completely guessing. Apparently, I don't know if this is true. I didn't look into it, but I thought it interesting. That on the spot, when the dancers had no music, the entertainment manager composed the famous Snake Charmer tune. You know? And apparently, I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't look into it, but
I mean,
you can see it and I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe. Which I should mention too. One of the funnier things that they had here at the World's Fair too was there was one song that was super popular at the time, and so they just played it everywhere all the time for like 6 months.
I would be so done.
There's 2 news articles I forgot to mention. One of them was about that song where they're like people got tired of it, of course, right?
Oh,
this is like the same like 45-minute playlist at Kohl's during Christmas or what, you know what I mean? Like this is it, but it's the same song. They basically said at any time you could hear it from multiple directions because like different bands would be playing it all day.
That's even worse.
Come on, man, right? The same song. What was it called? I don't even remember what it was called. I'll have to put a link to the song or something. I heard a snippet of it. There's nothing fancy about it. There's nothing interesting about it. Gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up right now, huh? To at least get the name out.
After the Ball?
Yes. Yep. After the Ball was the name of the song. Good job, Daniel. You found it. So you have to go give that a listen. But at one point there was an incident that was reported to the police where some guy was hoisted up, like a whole bunch of other guys lifted him up and threw him out because he was whistling the song.
Oh my gosh.
And then worse yet, there was another instance where some lady was like gonna sing it or something like that, and these people got into a scuffle and somehow a firearm was involved and someone got shot. Like not on purpose, but someone ended up getting shot,
right,
and injured because of this, and then they all had to go to court, like because someone wanted to sing the song. Didn't even sing the song; they just wanted to. The other funny story that I forgot to mention on Ferris wheel was there was an article written where there was one report of someone losing their mind on the Ferris wheel, and it's the dumbest thing. Some guy basically got on it, and apparently he had some kind of traumatic experience of being up somewhere high, and after that he's like, anytime I'm up somewhere high, I just go crazy, and all I want to do is throw myself off or whatever. Like, okay, he's like, I just lose my mind, and someone convinced him. They're like, it's really like it's nice and slow. It stays flat all the way. You can't even tell that you're going up, and like whatever. It's nice and easy. So he got on. And like loses his mind and is like trying to break out, but the door is locked. So he's like breaking windows, and there's guys trying to wrestle him and fight him down.
Oh my gosh.
And then it starts coming down to the bottom. And then all the guys are like, there's an attendant in every car too, right? So make sure everybody's okay. He's like, cool. When we get to the bottom, I'll just open the door and throw him out, because you have to do at least 2 laps, right? That's what they do. Is you get 2 rotations, and then you're done. So he's like, I'll just open the door and throw him out. But when they got to the bottom, they were going too fast, and so he couldn't get him out. And so they just started going up again. And so he's like, you guys must restrain me, when he was like low and calm.
Oh my, so it's like this literally, like you can see it happening at the peak of it. He's just full rage, and then he's like starts coming back down and starts slowing down.
Fellas, I'm okay. You're going to need to restrain me. They're like, in the article's like, the men were hesitant because they witnessed his strength on the prior rotation. And then it said they used all of their energy while he was peaceful. So then when they started going up again, they couldn't hold him down. So what solved it was I don't. Some lady unclasped her skirt and put it over his head like he was an ostrich, and he calmed down. There's a newspaper clipping. And then that was it. They got to the end, and
here's the thing. Once she unclasped her skirt, now you had a bunch of men just going crazy instead of one.
The article finished. They're like, she was allowed to dress in the cabin before leaving or something.
Well, I would hope so.
I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys. The whole thing is just. But the article literally compared him. They're like, much like an ostrich. What? So there you go. The Ferris wheel. One person lost his mind. So anyway, a couple more weird things. We'll get through here. Buffalo Bill was mad. We talked about Buffalo Bill a little bit with his he had a roaming show.
Yeah.
Right. He wanted to be part of the World's Fair, and the committee would not let him be part of it. I
was gonna ask, like, how do you get entry or permission to?
Yeah, there was an organizers group, a board, something like that. They rejected him for being too, quote, lowbrow.
Wow.
They're like, that's dirty and gross, you cowboy. I don't know, something like that.
They let heads in?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I didn't make the rules.
I don't understand.
So what he did was right outside the fairgrounds, he set up his arena and did his stuff right next to him.
Good for him.
So yeah, and he started performing before the fair opened, so to establish his little thing before the fair even started. Let's see. There was all kinds of just weird stuff in here. Like they hold seances like crazy. I mean, you'd probably see anything from like fortune telling to crystal ball stuff. Like, I don't know, whatever. All of it was there. So like, this was like the peak of con artists, mystics, pseudoscientists, like all of that stuff was going on here. So that was super interesting. Let's talk about one more dark thing.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of take it off on kind of an interesting note, and kind of take ourselves out of Chicago here.
Okay.
Daniel, this is not me, right? I did not do this, but I have to tell you what these people did. There's only one way to say it. They had human zoos. Yeah. No, they like.
What do you mean?
They would get so like they made some like Inuit people. Basically, they brought them down and set them up in like a little area and just said, just live your normal lives so people can watch you.
No.
Literally a zoo. Yeah. They're like, this is what, and it was, gosh, I wish I had the list here, but it was indigenous people from around the world. It was really strange. So this would have been things like, like Japan would have brought some kind of Japanese tribe of some kind,
right?
Or someone from the Polynesia would have brought somebody or whatever. Australians would have brought Aborigines or something like that,
right?
And they had all of these things set up, but they were set up in a way that, and I didn't mention this yet. People of color were not allowed at the World's Fair. So this was like a bunch of just like white people going around.
Oh my gosh.
And just like gawking at these people and like, this is how, these people live or whatever. Like it's very bizarre. It is very bizarre.
Yeah.
Not cool. In a very, very strange way, it kind of did help establish anthropology as a scientific field, which is fine. It's a good thing, right? Like studying people and origins of people and cultures and like that kind of stuff. So the guy that kind of set up anthropology as a field he helped organize some of the exhibits. So there you go. Yeah, so that happened. And that's the last weird dark thing that I think I have to say about this. How about this, Daniel? What does this remind you of? A beautiful white city where there's full of technology and innovation and everything is high status, right? Nothing lowbrow. We already talked about that.
Okay.
But the whole thing is a farce. It's a fake city, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a lie, right? It's a deception. What does that remind you of? Does it remind you of anything?
I can't put my finger on it right now.
I'll give you a really terrible hint that's not going to help.
Okay.
L. Frank Baum was from Chicago, and he attended the fair multiple times. L.
Frank Baum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you know that?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, that's freaking amazing. He is the author of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the Emerald City.
Emerald City.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. The White City was essentially the Emerald City. So
it's a front.
It's a front. So it's a very, very close corollary to what he ended up putting in his book. So the World's Fair also inspired The Wizard of Oz.
That's so
At
crazy.
Least in part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then let's take you out of here, Daniel. One of the biggest ideas that was presented at this event, because it's not just stuff, it's people's talking and doing speeches and that kind of stuff too.
Like a TED talk.
Yes, exactly. Just exactly like that. So they had that going on the whole time too. Frederick Jackson Turner, he gave a speech that has become, it was kind of a big deal. It's debated a lot of how close he was or how close he was not.
Okay.
But this was basically, his idea was that the American frontier, right? The westward expansion, the American frontier, all of that was closed after the 1890 census. He said that we are at a turning point in American history because American culture came out of he said this. American democracy came out of the American forest, and it gained new strength each time it touched a new frontier. And so as they expanded west, right, then they kind of filled up that space.
Yeah.
And, sea to sea, and they did it. Well, they ran out of the frontier. So that in effect was over. And that development of kind of what makes American culture has died. Like there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Right. So this is basically right there. There's the gap between Alaska is the last frontier.
Yeah.
And space is the new frontier.
Yep.
So this is kind of the last spot between, Manifest Destiny, sea to sea, Alaska, and then space as frontiers. So this was kind of that turning point. The thing that it misses just totally misses is native peoples that had been living here and already established, right? So it's like, okay, maybe like colonizers and stuff had run out of room, but like there's already people and you're already interacting with those people for decades, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you kind of miss that, but still an interesting thought.
Yeah.
That kind of American culture grew stagnant after 1890 because there was no more expansion.
Which is crazy.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if I fully agree with it, but I see that.
Yeah, it's crazy thought for sure. It's it at the least makes you stop and think about.
Yeah.
If I was there and I was listening to that, I'd definitely start pondering and thinking like,
yeah. Yeah.
Let's digest this a little bit more, but yeah.
Yeah, because up until that point, America just expanded and grew grew physically sideways.
Mm-hmm.
And then when there's no more room to grow sideways, it's like, what's next?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? It's like, this is all of the stuff that we're looking at, all this development. This is part of our future. This will be our future. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
for
thought.
Sure.
And then shortly after that, they demolished the city. I'm serious. They demolished it.
They knew how to do it. They're like, it will burn.
Yeah. And they built it as a temporary city. They did not plan on keeping it, which I just is like, come on. I don't know. What kills me about this is like, you could not do this today.
No.
They still have the World's Fair. When was the last time you heard about it?
Never.
There was one last year.
Where?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's cool.
I think sometime recently there was one in like the United Arab Emirates, which was basically them just being like, we are so rich.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of it, right? It's like their Hummers are driving Hummers and they all have 17 wheels and whatever.
That's an odd number.
They would do that. I don't know. They would find a way. They're like, I don't know. Put a 17th wheel on it because I have the money. Just do it. Anyway, I didn't look into any of that, but it kind of does make you wonder, like, what happened? So there were a couple of other big things, I will say, that came out of World's Fairs, especially in America. Ice cream cones.
Wait, what? At this?
1904 St. Louis World's Fair.
Okay.
Which was way worse for human zoos, apparently. So there you go. But you had ice cream cones. So hang on, on one hand, really, really something terrible. On the other hand, something really nice.
And this is different from waffle cones, right?
Or is it, I don't know.
Or is it that they both come in?
This probably would have been like legit, not like the paper fake thing. Although fake food was starting to come around too. I don't know. I didn't look into 1904 ice cream cones. I don't know. In 1962, Daniel, Seattle hosted. Do you know what their answer to the Ferris wheel was?
The Space Needle.
It was.
Ooh, I got one.
That's why it's such like it stands so. It's so
like
weird.
Why it's so weird. Yeah,
yes.
It's like a sore thumb in the city.
It sticks out. Yeah, literally, like right and whatever. So that was built for the World's Fair.
That's cool.
I didn't know, which was cool. I didn't know this either. 1964. It's a Small World. The ride. It was built for the World's Fair in New York, and then it was moved to Disneyland.
Oh, was it part of Disneyland? Like,
I guess not. I don't know. I didn't look into it, but I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay.
I actually didn't know that was a ride.
Daniel,
I'm sorry.
You know, I think you'd know.
How would I know
it if you know it?
How do I know?
It's just one of those things, man. Does anybody know anything, man?
I've never been to Disney World.
I've been once and I didn't go on the ride, but I knew what it is. It's like the little guys and they're like singing. La, 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 la. You're Googling it? Just pull up like a picture.
Yeah, it's a Small World.
Sparks any neurons.
Like song or the ride?
The ride. They sing a song at the ride. I'd be shocked if you didn't, like, somewhere in the back of your mind know about this, Daniel.
I maybe have seen some like none of this looks familiar.
Oh my goodness.
But maybe I've seen like not parodies, but like, references to this from like other things.
Sure. Yep.
But no.
Well, folks, let's start a Kickstarter so Daniel can go ride It's a Small World.
It's not the song like It's a Small World after all.
Yes, Daniel.
The only reason I know that song is because of The Lion King. That's the only reason.
You know Shrek, right?
Yeah.
You know when they do the thing, welcome to that's it's a farce on It's a Small World.
I don't get those references because I didn't know, but now that I know, it makes so much more sense. I thought that was a thing that just made for Shrek.
Because it's hilarious. Sure. That's why they're making fun. Yes. There you go.
That's hilarious, man.
I finally taught you something this episode.
No, I learned so much. This one's just crazy to me.
Oh my gosh. Well, this one was super long, Daniel. I'm sorry. There was just so much packed in. And that's only one World's Fair, man. I mean, think of any crazy invention thing. There's a good chance it was at the World's Fair at some point.
Yeah. Lava lamps probably there.
Probably. I mean, if not, they should have been.
Yeah.
Right? So, gosh. Well, I had a ton of fun on this one, Daniel. I hope you did. I'm going to ask something new of the folks. In addition of going to listen to some bonus episodes on the Patreon at patreon.com/doinglearning.
Yep.
Just tell your friends.
Yeah.
If you like this, just tell somebody about it. I think that would be so cool for us. A good way for us to broaden our audience a little bit. Get some more folks in here.
Oh yeah. Guys, we look at the numbers of our thing.
The numbers. And
it's so fun to see another person joining the folks.
The folks.
So I think, tell your friends.
Tell your friends. So anyway, thanks, Daniel. I had so much fun. Thanks, the folks. I hope you had fun. So much research into this one. There's way more. Go answer the poll if you want to listen to H.H. Holmes's Murder Castle. Otherwise, make sure you go out there, go do your own research. Stay curious. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to DaDog.